welcome back to another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm your host, Derek Rios, and with always my co-host and heterosexual life mate, Danny Newton. How you doing today, Danny?
Pretty good, Derek. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So today we're going to be talking about a movie that came out in 1994 based on a arcade game, Double Dragon.
Yes, we are.
Yes. I remember watching this when it came out. It's one of those great 90s cheesy action movies that I enjoyed as a child.
I thought I watched this, and sitting down watching this, I had never watched this before.
You would distinctly remember giant penis guy, giant penis head guy.
Jesus,
just roared it out. Yeah, that's the part I always distinctly remember. The rest of the movie is like, okay, but that thing, that'll haunt your dreams.
Oh my goodness, man. This movie was a lot.
Oh, it was.
This movie was a lot.
It was a lot packed in there for an hour 30 movie that's based off of just a 2D side scroll fighter.
This movie felt like 3 hours. This movie felt so long.
It didn't feel that long to me.
There was twice I paused just to see how much time I had left, and I was like, oh no, this can't be real.
Oh man. So just jumping in, it starts out and you got this prophecy of like thousands of years ago in China. There's the two halves of these pendants, right?
Yeah.
And, well, there's this power that this emperor split apart.
Mm-hmm.
And so they make two halves of this pendant. One controls the soul and one controls the power of the body, right?
Right.
Then fast forward, it jumps to present day, which in this was 2007.
Right.
It shows a Chinese village at first, and these ninjas are raiding this like monk Chinese village.
It literally just says somewhere in China.
Somewhere in China. We don't know. Definitely not the Himalayas or whatever.
They really could have saved money on this if they would have just used the same extras that Surf Ninjas and Street Fighter used.
Pretty much. They might have been. Who knows?
At least they got different village extras for this.
Well, bad evil white man corporation is attacking this village, and they steal the soul half of the pendant.
Yes.
Which you find out later the chick hid it in a place they'll never find, and it didn't seem like it's that hard to find.
No.
Like one of the monks runs into the place, the cave where they're hiding it, and just leads them directly to it.
Well, I mean, he was going to take it and run off with it, so they couldn't get it.
But he didn't. He just hid and watched the whole thing go down.
Yeah.
Didn't even try to stop this woman.
None of this is part of the game.
No.
None of this is part of the game.
No. Nothing out of this movie is a part of the game. You don't have a double dragon, you turn into a fucking dragon and beat the shit out of stuff.
Oh my god. As complicated as Double Dragon gets is thugs punch your girlfriend out and steal her.
Yeah.
And you and your best friend go beat up everybody to get her back. That's it. That's the elaborate plot. There's no pendants that make you superhumans.
Yeah, bro, that's the dragon pendant.
Oh, okay.
So after they steal this pendant, they go back and we find out it's 2007. She goes back to where her boss's headquarters are in New Angeles, which is LA, but after the big earthquake.
I think this is that future where Hillary Clinton become president.
Probably. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But he said, knock off Vanilla Ice looking motherfucker. It's monologuing, which is the Robert Patrick, which the T-2000. He's monologuing at one point, and he says 7 years ago when the quake happened. So that would have been 2000. The quake happened in 2000, which is Bush's fault.
What? Thanks, Obama.
Oh, shit, yeah. Why didn't Obama stop the earthquake when he was in office?
But, yeah, Robert Patrick is a crime lord who is trying to take control of New Angeles.
He has a business. He's just like a random business billionaire and has his name on the business. I could not tell you anything, product or anything they actually do.
Nobody would have a business here. Nobody would live here.
No, it's everyone lives here. They still have a normal day. Everyone goes about, everything's normal during the day, except for there's a curfew and for out at night, you're probably going to get gang raped. by clowns or any of the other postmen. The weird gangs in this do not make fucking sense to me.
Bro, when they were driving and dude uses the term, hey man, you gotta watch out for these clowns around here. I was thinking like,
No.
oh, this is an 80s term going on.
No, he
But
meant
no,
the
it
clowns.
cuts over to fucking literal clowns.
You know what makes you a clown? You wear white face paint and you have gloves with little balls on the end for fingers. You're in the clown gang.
Oh god, dude.
It's Joker's crew, okay?
No, man, this is worse than Joker's crew. This is like Gathering of the Juggalos.
They are the juggalos of that storyline.
Oh my god.
And then you had the Mohawks.
Yes.
They wonder how you get into that gang.
Oh, you have a mohawk on your head. Oh shit.
You're in. None of the gangs made any fucking sense.
No. They're all cartoon characters.
Yes.
It's insane.
And then you had Power Core.
Yeah. I have no idea why they call themselves Power Core.
Because they're trying to fight the power. I don't know. But its core is in corporation.
You notice how every building in this city has like a fucking like space fan on top of it?
Yeah, they explained that.
Do they?
They're smog fans. Yeah, because it cuts to a news report at one point. George Hamilton and Vanna White are the news. So all this actors are just fucking news reporters now because they don't have any jobs anymore, right? And Andy Dick's the weatherman. I don't know if you caught that.
I did catch
Okay.
Andy Dick.
Yeah.
But I was like, the whole time I was watching, I totally missed the part where they were talking, that they said that they were smog fans.
Well,
because I was just like, are these like windmills? Are they generating power with
I
these,
thought so
or-
at first. When you look at it, it was like, I guess they're generating power, right? No, everyone has to have these now. They're just smog fans because Andy Dick, when he's talking about it, he's talking about like, oh, make sure you have your umbrella out because it's black tar rain and shit like that. And, watch out for make sure you wear your oxygen mask. They literally have where telephone booths used to be, they're oxygen stands now.
Yeah, I
Just
did
the
notice
corner
that.
streets. Yeah.
Yes.
Apparently there's black tar rain and shit like that.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
yeah, those fans are air filters.
Nobody would live here.
No.
No. Nobody
Because
would live here.
it was the big quake. It's not like the rest of the world is this bad, but it's pretty much turned in. Half of it is just like sunk into the ocean, and the tide comes up and covers up half the city when it comes up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a wasteland, and a lawless wasteland. But there's just like everyday normal people living there, going to their jobs, and like the water's like toxic and shit. But it's like, yeah, it's fine. We just don't go out at night. There's a curfew.
Jeez, dude. I can't imagine that.
There was a truce. There was a truce between all the gangs and the cops. The cops only work the beat during the day. They don't go out at night. And then the gangs just go out and do whatever they do at night. And that they had a truce because somewhere in the movie, after the bad guy comes in,
Suko.
Shuko comes in and he's like, hey, I've taken over all the gangs and you're working for me now.
Yeah.
And they all break the truce with the cops and start protesting and go out during the day and rioting.
Yeah.
Which none of these would be a threat. You know why?
Because they're fucking clowns.
Yeah.
Cops have guns.
Yeah. None of these gang members have guns.
None of
There's
them.
not one gun used this entire movie. The cops have guns. That's the only people you see with guns. None of the gang members have guns, which baffles me. I mean, I get it's an earthquake, but it doesn't mean they don't have access to all the guns laying the fuck around.
Right.
They didn't all the guns just seek into the water.
Dude, yeah, they 100% should have guns and weapons and stuff like that. Holy shit, this is beyond bad. Like,
It's
this blew my mind.
It's fantastic. I love it. I love all these post-apocalyptic worlds that just don't make any fucking sense and just ridiculous rules and gangs.
I didn't know I was going to watch anything else this year that's on the same level as Toxic Avenger of what the fuck am I watching? This is ridiculous.
Oh, it is.
Holy crap, dude. Billy and Jimmy are martial artists.
Yep. And we're first introduced to them at a tag team karate tournament.
Yes.
I've never seen a tag team karate tournament.
This should be
But-
like a tag team MMA fight.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, and I thought it was like underground at first, but there's just like children and family there. Whatever valley.
What? So, okay. Our heroes lose the tournament and then start a brawl because they lost the tournament.
Well, they lost because Billy? I don't know. They're the Lee brothers. There's Jimmy and I think it's Billy.
Yeah.
So Billy is the white one. Don't ask me how they're brothers, but one's adopted for sure. It never shows their dad, so we have no idea who's the actual dad. Billy is I guess he's the younger one, but he puts him in a headlock and gives him what I would describe as noogies.
Yes.
And gets DQ'd because of it.
Yeah.
And,
unsportsmanlike.
yeah, and then they start a fist fight. And
Yeah.
start beating up the guys.
What is little dude jacking up right there?
The ceiling.
Really?
Yes. Did you miss the commercial? Dude, the commercial was like the best part of the movie for me watching it this time around.
Holy shit.
There's at one point there's literally a Jack commercial. It's
Yeah, I saw the Jack commercial.
yeah, Jack City commercial. It's literally called Jack City. And it's like the commercial's advertising. It's like, oh, you make sure, are you watching the game on Sunday and like your ceiling falls in and
What?
yeah, it's like, oh, make sure you have a jack because apparently they just have small quakes now and every building is just structured and supported with jacks now. And he literally says, oh, it's not your fault. It's everyone's fault that you have to use the jacks now to keep your roof from caving in on your house. Either way, it's their fault. It's everyone's fault, not your fault that your cave, your fucking roof has to be jacked up. No, he's jacking the ceiling because they have an earthquake and he's jacking up the roof so it doesn't collapse.
After they get kicked out of this tournament, they're going home, I suppose, but they busted curfew and they're out after dark.
Yeah, and then they go through all the ganglands.
Yeah, and they get stopped by the Mohawks,
yeah,
who are going to extort money out of them.
Yeah, well, a Bobo. Yeah,
a Bobo.
A Bobo. our hero.
Oh my god, dude! All they want is $50.
Yep.
Holy shit! $50 was a lot different back in 1994.
Yeah, $50 now, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. It could be a lot worse.
$50 doesn't even drive to town and back. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. It blows my mind. What was the split here? Because there was like 100 of these guys.
$1 a piece.
Yeah.
No, a Bobo gets the most cut because he can. This is the best part. It shows that when he pulls up like a database.
Yes.
And it shows, oh my god, that's this guy. He bench presses 800 pounds, and
His
has a
database
criminal
picture
database.
was just a gif of him.
Yeah,
like
lifting
flashing
weights.
back and forth.
Yeah, angry. So there's just a database with every random baddie and villain in there.
Oh my god, the computer graphics were on point.
Oh, so good. And you got that VR.
Oh
Woo,
my god,
future tech.
So naturally, they don't pay the gangs, and they take off, and they're being chased. And during this chase, the most amazing thing happens ever, and that is we're going to throw a map out the window.
Yep.
And it's going to slap over their windshield.
Yeah.
And it's going to blind them apparently for like 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. So, but it's okay because they're prepared for this. They have a telescoping device that lets them just drive their vehicle like a computer game.
Bro.
It's GPS. They literally had GPS before that was a thing.
This was breathtaking.
It was so awesome.
I was just like, how is this easier than just taking your hand and removing the fucking paper?
Maybe the windows don't get them.
Turn the windshield wipers on.
There's no
anything.
I don't know. They had like bars on the windows.
Anything else would have made more sense to this. If he would have hung his head out the window and just Ace Ventura this shit, it would have made more sense than what he did. Oh, this
No,
is
man.
so bad.
We got to throw it. We need
So
people to
fucking
know
bad.
that this is the future, and there's going to be really cool stuff in the future.
Right. So he turns on his Tesla navigation system.
Yep. And it drives for him.
Yeah.
Well, there's a joystick.
But they finally get him cornered in a dead end alley, and then they're scared off by.
The power core saved them.
They're so intimidating. These power core people.
It's a bunch of children and one girl.
Right.
Yeah. The Lee brothers are very horny, as we find out throughout the rest of the movie.
Yes.
For especially this woman.
Yeah.
I think her name's Mary.
Alyssa Milano. They really want to bang Alyssa Milano.
I mean,
I've seen worse.
yeah. I liked Lash. I thought Lash was pretty hot. She was the blonde evil chick.
Yeah. So after Power Core saves them and steals the bad guy's computer thing, Blue Forces tracker.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, they take something from them, and which we didn't even get into their car.
Oh yeah,
Their car's like a steam powered vehicle that just shoots flames out the back, and they feed it trash to go faster.
yeah.
This seems like a very hazardous vehicle to drive around in.
You would think if everything burned trash, there wouldn't be any trash laying on the road.
No, man, there's trash everywhere. That's why it's a good vehicle.
If I could stop and pick up trash and toss it in the fuel tank in my truck, there wouldn't be any trash on the side of the road. There wouldn't be any trash anywhere. That's just stupid. These vehicles make as much sense as the stupid, like, electric rail-powered cars in Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
They're on that level. They're that level of bad. But after we're saved by Power Core, we go back to our house that's an abandoned theater.
Oh, and you forgot to mention, they have an Asian woman with them the entire time.
Yes.
She's their guardian.
Something like that. Mother figure.
She took over after their father passed away.
Yeah.
Their father was killed by Shuko. I don't know why she took over. It doesn't give us any reason or a
Nope.
backstory. It's just like, yep, I'm watching you guys now, and I'm a person in your life.
Yep. Sure doesn't. But they get back, and the first thing she does is goes to the exposition dump of, this is an amulet that I've had your entire life, but I'm just now at this very moment telling you about it.
I think Jimmy had the right reaction when he was like, bro, fuck that bitch. She just jumped us on. Like, she knew her whole life. Like, they grew up. They're adults now.
Yes.
And she never once mentioned, oh, hey, your dad was killed by this evil billionaire guy over this amulet that has superpowers.
And I'm keeping this amulet where he'll never find it, right next door to his multi-million-dollar tower.
Yeah. It's okay. I hid the other half in
somewhere in China,
which is very accessible. It's okay. These monks will definitely protect it.
And later that evening, they get attacked by Suko.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The reason he knows that she has the amulet is because the Mohawks report back to Suko.
Yep.
And is like, hey, I didn't know this thing was valuable.
Yeah.
Right?
It looked like a cheap necklace.
Uh-huh. Then they do our boy so wrong.
Yeah. It was literally like, yeah, no one likes a fucking tattletale. Snitches get stitches, bro.
Yeah.
And they take him down and inject him with steroids and turn him into, it's like, oh, you're going to be 10 times stronger. He's like, I'm already fucking 10 times stronger.
This thing's going to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next time we see him, he's a big, giant, bulbous penis monster.
Dude. They fuck up our boy so bad. He is so big, he can't wipe his own ass. He can't bend. This doesn't make him better.
Which they
You
put him
literally
in
made
just
a worse fighter.
a big fat suit, but like he's supposed to be just all muscle, but he has like this weird back and neck muscles that are they're bigger than his whole body.
Dude, he can't bend. He has no flexibility. He can't fucking move. He fat breathes.
Yeah.
He's like all the time.
When he finally sees himself in the mirror, he cries.
Oh, he cries.
I felt Bobo did not deserve that. He might have been dumb, but he knew he was dumb.
Yes.
But he was just like an innocent villain. You know what he wanted? $50, probably to fucking feed his children or something. And now he's a monster. He can never be looked at by a woman again and not scream.
Dude, poor Bobo.
Yeah. They didn't even recognize him. The Lee brothers like fought him and left him to die.
Yeah.
Because when they go back to their place, they go and raid them at their theater, right? And the place gets burned down. They get in this whole fight and it turns into this fucking Home Alone shit.
The place explodes.
Yeah, because they light it on fire with gas and then there's a gas line that leaks and random mother figure decides, I'm going to save you guys and stays in there.
That was after he just poofed. Okay, so
yeah, we jumped ahead a little bit.
We jumped the shark where Robert Pattinson uses his amulet to turn into shitty music video effects.
He turned into a shadow figure. He goes into a shadow form and he literally goes into people and takes over their body.
He turns into the Take On Me music video.
Okay.
Like quite literally.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes over chick's body, Asian girl's body, and they're fighting her and they lock her in this cage and they're like, he just leaves her body. And I was like, oh no, now I'm just going to burn the place down unless you give me that thing. And they're like, nah, man. So he does it.
Yeah. He's a man of his word.
Through. They burn it down and they're like trying to get her out. And I was like, oh, they're going to get out and they're going to get away. But
they do get out.
They do get out.
She kicks out.
Yep.
And they're about to go out, but
he
dude shows back up. Yeah. And she just slams the door on him.
Yep. And it's like, they're not going to get away if I don't, stop, sit here and fight this
But then that guy leaves.
Yeah.
So all she has to do is just go out the door.
Well, no, she got beat up by that point, right?
No, she was awake.
They knocked her down. She couldn't. She like barred the door or something, bro.
No,
I don't know, man.
She just closed it. It's an emergency exit. You can't reopen it from the outside. No, that's all. You just push the fucking bar and you go out.
He beat her up. He did beat her up.
He hit her.
Yeah, and she was like on the ground.
Yeah, it dazed her, but she got back up.
Either way, she didn't have time to leave, and she explodes and dies.
She had plenty of time to leave.
You know what else she could have done? She climbed out of the fucking cage because it didn't have her top on it, Danny.
She just chose to die.
The cage they locked her in was just a cage in the corner that she could have just climbed up and over.
Oh my god. This movie.
Well, it literally turns into like a Home Alone movie where they're like throwing gumballs on the ground and the baddies are slipping on it.
It's only the white guy.
The white guy, yeah. The other guy is a martial artist.
Yeah.
The white guy is just like...
The white guy can't actually fight.
No.
So they give him goofy shit like that to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's the one who gets the dragon powers.
That's why, like, he breaks the gumball machine and, like, Home Alone's him with the gumballs. That's why he's up, like, on a balcony. He's throwing, like, basketballs and shit at that one guy.
Yeah.
And he has all the running away gags and stuff like that. He doesn't actually know how to fight, so they don't really give him any martial arts scenes, really. Right? They just give him stupid stuff to do.
No, but Mark, who is actually a martial artist, it's I'm sorry, Jimmy Lee, who's Mark Dacascos. Yeah, and he's actually like an actual martial artist, and he was in John Wick 3.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other shit too, but that was the most recently thing I've seen him in. But yeah, you think they would give him the dragon pendant since he can actually fight, and it would look better in the movie. But they give it to the fucking white boy, and he just doesn't do anything the rest of the movie. Well, first of all, they don't even know how it works. They're just sitting around rubbing on it. And then the one time it finally activates is this when he rejects it.
I love it now.
They're rubbing on it together. And the chick, they're trolling him.
It's so fucking stupid.
It's great.
It's so stupid.
Oh.
They're basically just like, why don't you try rubbing on it?
Everyone
It's
knows
so
that's how
stupid,
magic
man.
pendants work. You rub on them, okay?
Right. I don't know, man. Like Robert Patterson was just making his work by putting his hand and then cracking his knuckles around it.
Yeah.
So
Well, Abobo also was in the theater. He shows up and they just kick him off the stage and he falls into some shit and starts crying.
yes,
And they leave him to die. He goes down up in flames and that place explodes.
yes,
But he's just a monster of superhuman power, so he doesn't die. He's buried in rubble. So Power Core dig him out of this rubble.
they take
go
him
back.
prisoner.
Yeah, and Chicks Mary or whatever, the chief's daughter, is just torturing him by feeding him fucking spinach.
I feel so bad for this guy. This guy is a fucking victim.
He is.
Holy shit, dude.
Thank you for agreeing with me that the bad guy is a victim for once.
Well, there's a difference. He was a bad guy, and to the point that he was turned into a monster against his will.
It's not like he was really doing bad things. I mean, I guess, yeah, he's exploiting people, but hey, they shouldn't have been on curfew. They were bad people.
They had a truce.
Yeah. The cops had a truce.
According to the cops, what they were doing was perfectly legal.
Yeah. What they do at night isn't our fucking business.
Right.
Because we don't give a shit.
Right. Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Because we find out in the movie, they could have just done it all along, but they're just like, nah, man, I'm not fucking going out tonight. That's like overtime or some shit.
When he started crying, I felt bad. I even watched this movie. Yeah. It's
Hashtag
fucking terrible.
free a Bobo.
Free Bobo. I thought they were going to Harambe him.
Oh, man. Just look over there, Bobo. Just look over there.
Just look at the flowers, Bobo.
It's gonna be okay, Bobo. No, he actually helps him because after he sees it, he's like, man, I'm gonna go help those guys out. And then he kind of saves him because he tells him how to beat fucking.
Yeah, he doesn't like light.
He doesn't like light, yeah. Which is, he literally beats himself.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
So before that happens, the boys go to Power Core and then they go in and have the idea, oh, we're going to take down the man, the Shuko Corporation. And so they have their teams of children go in and cause a distraction and they sneak in. They get distracted. Her whole plan is to upload some false data saying that one of these gangs is getting paid more than the others and get more split. That way all the gangs revolt and turn on them.
So I want a pair of jeans that
Yeah.
exposes my thighs,
She's got nice thighs.
but covers my shins somehow.
Hey man, this is style, okay? If you paid attention to the background characters during any of these scenes where all the gangs are together, it's chaos. It's fantastic. You have like
She looked like she was wearing some shit a wrestler would have wore.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's a lot of them. Like, of course, you had the clowns themes, and then you had the Mohawks, and then you had like gay fucking cross-dresser gang. Everything they wore was just like cut and slit and stuff. And
Yeah.
It looks like something out of a Village People episode or a music video.
Dude, there was a lot of confused people
And then
in these scenes.
and then you had some guys that just look like they're obviously extras. They just pulled off the street and they just look like normal fucking dudes. They're just like jeans and a button-up t-shirt.
Could you imagine being extra? They just pulled off the street.
Yeah, it's like, hey, they're fine. Just whatever. Fucking
Hey,
stand
jobber,
there.
you want to come make $50 today? Just stand in the background and look scary. Act like a bad guy.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what the fuck is going on? Why is everybody dressed like clowns?
We're gonna give you $50. That way we can rob you later for that $50.
Yeah. Just stand in the background and go,
The one fucking Mohawk guy. When the gangs corner them and chase them,
Yeah.
they go into a storage building
yes.
that's on the water, and that happens to have a boat and some motorcycle that's like this teched out motorcycle that he hops on and just falls down.
Yeah.
Or just falls to pieces, whatever. But while they're sitting there defending it, one of the guys is looking in, and there's one of the Mohawks, and he pokes him in the eye with a broomstick.
I don't know what that guy's name was. In my mind, I just kept calling him Salacious Crumb.
Really?
Yeah. Jabba the Hutt's little minion.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a similar laugh. It's like, I think he's literally credited as like annoying Mohawk gang member. But he gets poked in the eye, and then one of the other gang members, this big black guy, is just like, I'll hug you.
It's okay. It's all right. Cry, buddy.
Yeah, cry on my shoulder. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
These gang members are not threatening at all.
No, they're not. You would think that the cops would arrest these guys for their own good. They need to be somewhere. They need help.
These people do need help.
This is Los Angeles slid into the ocean, and then we fucking released everybody from the mental wards. That's all that fucking lives in Los Angeles now.
I don't think it's a prison anymore.
It's just fucking mental patients.
Yeah.
That's it. This is where we dumped them all.
They're probably just more worried about, their smog fans and fucking clean oxygen.
Jesus, dude.
I bet you stealing oxygen's like the biggest crime.
God, dude, there was a fucking boat chase in this.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
They chase them for like 5 minutes. In the first few minutes, they have a clean open shot.
Yeah.
And it's not until they get into other debris and other obstacles before they start shooting. There's just missiles attached. I was wondering, I was like, why are they chasing them? Like, why are they even running? There's nothing. They don't have guns, but they randomly have rockets.
Yeah.
And the rockets just blow shit up and light the entire river on fire.
Right.
And you know what? They also passed a tour ship, a ferry that
was literally doing like Hollywood
tours.
Like, this is where this house used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no one would fucking be here.
No, not at all. At the end of this chase, the good guys' boat blows up literally because they don't not drive through a sign.
Yeah.
they could go anywhere and not hit the sign.
But they hit the sign and their boat blows up.
Instantly explodes.
But it's okay because they jumped out.
Yeah, they're fine.
But we think they're dead. I'm sorry, the bad guys think they're dead.
Because the bad guys are retarded clowns.
Yeah. And they're like, well, go trench up the river.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson's like, get down there and get my amulet, you bunch of retarded clowns.
Hey, man, ICP doesn't like that word.
I'm so sorry. Do you think he pays them in Fago?
Yes. They definitely aren't paid in money.
Oh, man.
Fago and face makeup.
Is it too hard? Is it too much to ask to take control of just one major American city?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it really shouldn't be that hard.
No, it shouldn't be. It should not be this hard.
It doesn't. I know the cops are like not supposed to be corrupt or whatever, and the chief is like not buying his bribes and stuff, but I'm sure everyone else in that force is definitely crooked.
Oh, 100%.
It doesn't give a fuck.
100%. We saw as much.
Yeah.
When Dad Cop was just like, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this city streets back myself. Who's with me? And everybody's like, fuck him.
You just want to go get your daughter. That's all. Fuck you. We can't go out at night. We're not equipped for that shit. What do we have, like flashlights? Nah, man.
You have guns. You're holding them.
No, we're not allowed to use guns. These are fucking safety guns.
Bro.
They're just for looks. They're like cap guns.
All the gang members are unarmed. All the cops are armed.
Yep.
This wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen, would it?
No.
Like,
they're like peaceful protesters. And the cops just show up and start blasting them with fucking with riot gear.
They're fucking clowns and mimes.
I've seen worse mobs at a peaceful protest.
Bro, could you imagine the cops walking into like Barnum and Bailey's 3-ring circus and just shooting all the clowns? Yeah. That's exactly what would happen here.
Yeah, it could actually.
Oh my goodness.
So after that, they escape, and well, that's after they try to steal the amulet back. All the clowns go, well, all the clowns, but all the gangs show up, And we get the final showdown at the Power Core HQ.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We've gone in. By this time, we've gone into the tower. And we were there when her father was not taking a bribe.
Yep.
And we were trying to steal the amulet back in front of the bad guy and his henchman.
At
by
least
lowering a hook on a string.
At least the henchman wasn't so dumb to not figure out what's going on.
What
She
is
went.
this thing going up and down out of the ceiling?
Yeah. At least she wasn't that stupid where it's like, huh? No. At least she went and got a spear.
Yeah, she went
and
and got a
started
pike.
stabbing at them.
So, yeah, started stabbing through the ceiling.
But
So
the way they got out of that whole situation was real dumb. He throws them down a shaft where there's ropes and they just glide down.
Yeah.
Slide down this rope.
They wouldn't have any skin left on their hands.
Well, still. And then the chick does the whole fake out. But they used the whole, I guess maybe this worked in the 90s. Maybe this worked in a fight in the 90s. They're like, what's that behind you? Or something like that. Or
Oh, yeah. They go down to the basement of this place, too, where a Bobo was mutated.
yeah.
And then start, fighting all the corpses that Robert Pattinson is taking control
Yeah.
of.
He takes control of their souls. Yeah. That's a bunch of freaks.
Yeah.
He beats them. They beat them all up.
Yeah. And they get away. Well, except for Jimmy.
Jimmy gets caught.
Jimmy gets caught. Bimmy gets away.
Yeah. Billy and he leaves Jimmy so that way he can go fucking get some while Jimmy's not in the picture.
Right.
He literally goes back and starts macking on chick.
Yeah, they're about to make out when the bad guys show up.
Yeah. So we'll never know what happened
Or
who she chose.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. I'm guessing her dad's the kind that's like, you better bring home a white boy.
He looked the kind. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
So, yeah, then we get the final scene where they fight the minions or whatever. And which one of the minions is Al Leon.
Yeah.
Who's just like generic bad guy in every like karate movie.
Yeah. Did you notice the guy? I think a stunt guy died on this set. So when all the bad guys are busting into this place, they're like roping out of the ceiling and shit, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice the guy that just ran and jumped with the rope in his hand?
Mm-hmm.
But the rope didn't actually uncurl and like stop his fall?
Yeah.
He just jumps with a rope.
I'm sure
he died.
I think there's something they caught him. That's fine.
Yeah, the ground. Gravity finally caught him. And that guy died.
That's fine. I'll scrape him off the set later. It's just, it makes.
Oh, the mailman shows back up for this fight.
They literally have the mailman who apparently is a gang. They literally throw him in there just for one joke. The one liner of.
He jumps off of a silo and yells, "Hey, airmail!
Airmail!"
Oh.
What is it? Like, it was he just working and happened to be like, oh, there's some fucking, I can get paid money to go beat up these guys.
Well, today, if this would have been shot today when he showed back up, he would have been like, next day delivery.
Oh yeah.
But that didn't exist back then.
Oh.
Yeah,
but still, they literally just put in a mail carrier so they could throw in airmail joke.
Yep. But he lived. He lived through his parents' suicide.
Yeah. Which they just, I don't know what his plan was. They just stepped aside and he just fucking hit the ground and they walked away.
Right. We get to a point in the fight where Robert Pattinson shows up in Jimmy's body and everybody stops fighting so that they can watch the end of the movie too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we got to watch the big baddies fight. These are the leaders, you know.
And the most sympathetic character in this movie breaks his chains in the prison cell.
Yeah, Bobo. This is when Bobo starts crying, even though he's been locked in this cell for like probably a couple days, and he hasn't looked in the mirror yet. Dude. He finally looks.
My God, you know what it is? It's because when you're fat. Every fat person at one point in their life has looked in the mirror and had a Bobo moment and just like,
yeah, man.
Yeah,
every morning.
Every fucking morning. Every morning.
Every morning, I feel like a Bobo. After Billy beats up his brother,
Yeah.
he ends up getting both pendants.
Yeah.
Pattinson.
Sugo. Yeah.
Shugo, and he combines them, and then he's just a god. I don't know. He doesn't. He gets
He
worse.
doesn't do anything godly.
He turns into two old ninja, like demon type creatures.
Yeah.
He splits into two of them. They have swords. I guess that's the superpower. He has a
that
sword
are
now.
easier to beat.
Yeah, because apparently all you gotta do is turn the light on, and then they're weak.
Yeah.
He wasn't weak before as a shadow, but yeah, Bobo shows up like, he didn't like the light. Chick turns on the generator back up, and yeah, that's because whenever he fuses, it does soak up all the energy in the whole city, and turns out all the lights. But yeah, if that's he's just a shitty vampire.
So after that, they knock the pendant out of his hands, and the good guys get our pendant.
Yep.
And then they become Power Rangers.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, Billy finally unlocked the power of the dragon, the body dragon.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't take damage anymore, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why he beats his brother.
Yeah, he learned how to unlock his power by beating up Asians.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they beat him up, and then Jimmy goes into Choco's body, and
it's so stupid that that's the way, by the way, is that how am I going to get this guy, my brother? I'm just going to beat my brother's brains out.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit him so fucking hard.
Yeah, you got to knock the shadow out of him. knock his soul out. That's how hard you got to hit him.
Dude. Yes.
Jimmy goes into Shuko's body and literally just like, oh, start slapping himself. And then the cops show up and he's like, hey, here's a check for all this money.
Oh,
he's like, you're trying to bribe me again? And he's like, yeah, no, just arrest me. And they give him the check, and like, then he gets arrested, and I don't know.
So stupid.
It was very dumb.
What happens in the game is a guy walks up, punches your girlfriend in the stomach, and steals her.
Yep.
Then you go beat up every bad guy in town to get her back.
I mean, this is pretty much the same thing, but instead of your girlfriend, it's your Asian brother. Except
the girl that gets stolen in this gets exploded and killed, and we don't care.
No.
At all. Because our characters don't care.
Hey, Billy cared. Jimmy just didn't give a fuck.
I mean, maybe Jimmy was right.
Yeah, I think Jimmy was right.
She literally had this our entire lives.
Yeah.
Said nothing about it until this very moment.
It's like, oh, hey, yeah, super powerful Hamlet, bad guy's gonna kill you, whatever.
Yeah, it's the same guy that runs this town, by the way. Maybe we shouldn't be here, but, I'm fucking stupid, so let's live here.
This is the only place we can live anymore. This is the only place left in the world.
So
besides China.
It means to me that she came from China.
Yeah.
And then decided to stay here. But she could have stayed anywhere.
He might have corporations all over the country.
Yeah, but you know what else might be all over the country? I don't know, breathable air, drinkable water.
Yeah, probably. You just move the fuck out. But you know what? The property value is so probably very cheap there. So it's just where they can live in California now. It's the only place they can live. This place would be deemed a natural disaster and abandoned.
Yes.
They wouldn't just keep having quakes and have fucking LPs just jacking up your roof for you. He's jacking real hard, bro.
Dude, he is into it.
Yeah.
I gotta get this thing up right now.
Or the ceiling's gonna collapse, and then it'll be my fault that all these fucking people died.
God, dude. Yeah, our bad guy is captured by the police and taken to jail. Because after our good guys get their ambulance, they're essentially just beating up a dude.
Yep.
Now, he's not powerful.
Well, he's a ninja or something. I don't know.
Without the amulet, he is just a guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfair.
All of his minions and all the gangs abandoned him instantly.
Yes.
You think with the millions of dollars, he could at least afford a gun. Oh, when they were fighting, they're fighting in an arcade.
Yeah.
And it shows he's like monologuing at one point, and the one arcade you can actually
Double
see
Dragon.
is Double Dragon.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. They should have played that. They would have realized that none of this shit is in that game. I don't know. Did you play a lot of Double Dragon on arcade?
I played it some.
I played it a little too.
I played it on Sega. I think I played it more on Sega.
So when I was a real young kid, we would go to the skating ring all the time, and like the two arcades that were there, that were the biggest arcades there, was Double Dragon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
TMNT was my jam.
Yeah, and I would go back and forth between playing this and TMNT.
The news channel in the movie.
Yeah, News Channel.
News Channel 69. 69 News. All
That's
right.
the joke, right?
Yeah.
Sex. That's the sex number.
Yeah. The only other thing is a Bobo, they make, his little henchman makes a joke, and they call them the Lee Bros, and they just run with this joke the entire movie. It is Ugg and Home. They call him Ugg and Home.
Yeah.
So it is ugly and homely. Which one of those is like, okay, I get ugly is kind of funny, but I don't know.
Homely is not that funny.
Is that, it's not like a homely? Or you look homely, Danny, I guess.
Isn't that what you call an ugly woman?
Homely?
Very homely looking.
See, I thought homely was just like, it's a nice setting, like your home. You find your home homely. That's the British version. But apparently homely in the American slang is an unattractive person. I guess you look pretty homely. So ugly and homely is the same fucking thing. But yeah, they used it multiple times where they refer to each other as Ugg and homely. Yeah, that's the kind of jokes we got.
Yeah, they're knee slappers. Laugh riot. I don't think I laughed at anything I was supposed to laugh at in this movie.
No.
But
it was pretty great. I enjoyed it. A Bobo, he deserved better.
He did.
We're going to get him help.
I love how at the end of this, the one brother who obviously had the I'm stealing your soul power thought that it was his brother in a Bobo. Which, knowing that he doesn't have that power.
Yeah, but I guess he thought maybe they both have that power now, but it didn't make any sense he thought that.
Right.
Because he's like, a Bobo just shows up and he's friendly. He's like, hey, let's hang out. I want to hang out with you guys. And he's like, yeah, sure, man. And he drives the vehicle. And him and Mary hop in the back. And
For one, a Bobo could not get in this vehicle.
No, he could not.
He can't bend, so he can't wipe his own ass. He cannot get in this vehicle.
I mean, if he falls, they could roll him in, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so he gets in and starts driving, and then they realize Billy is the one actually up front, and then, they all...
He's what?
Or he's in the back. But
oh my God, they scream so goddamn much.
Oh, man. Bobo's henchman, when they were driving and crashing, it does this really weird close shot of his going into his mouth where this fucking, he's yelling with his mouth open, the O shape.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
It's disturbing.
It's such a weird angle to take a shot at, and like to be like, yeah, this is for the director to be like, yeah, this is the angle I want. Go into his fucking mouth as he's screaming in an O voice.
So this director had never directed anything but music videos and musical events.
Yeah, I could definitely tell.
And then after this movie, never directed anything again except for music videos and musical events. This was their one big chance at directing a movie.
James Yukich.
Yep.
Yeah, just music shit.
Yep.
Holy shit, he did Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas.
Yep. We have this guy to blame for every fucking Mariah Carey Christmas soundtrack that we hear.
Megadeth, Def Leppard, Fall Out Boys. Man, he's done a bunch of fucking shit. Look at that. Just not movies.
Just not movies. This sucks shit really bad. This movie was fucking terrible, dude. I enjoyed it. Hate meter? I mean, moderate, at least. This is at least a 6 or a 7. I'm never going to watch this again. There's no way I'm ever watching this again. I got to give it a 2. I enjoyed it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, it had some like cheesy over the top moments, but I think this is like the epitome of bad 90s action movie. Oh, this is as bad as it gets. This is every video game movie that you had out there. I don't know how this got made. This is rough, dude. Even when you look at other video game movies that was coming out in this time frame, Street Fighter was better than this. Right? Street Fighter was 100% better than this. Mortal Kombat was 100% better than this. You know what Mortal Kombat had in it? A fucking fighting tournament.
Yeah.
Technically, all these two guys had to do was walk down a sidewalk, constantly scrolling to the right and punching people in the face. That's all they had to do with this movie. This movie doesn't warrant any more thought. I'm done with this.
I probably could be a little harsher judging it. It probably is more like a 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Oh, man.
That's about all we got to say
You're
about
right.
that.
3 or 4. I mean, it really, for me, in my top 10, like, you know, when you get to that top 5, it really goes like Shawshank Redemption and then this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just slightly edges it out.
I'm just saying, this was a childhood movie that I enjoyed, that I go back and watch now and did not hate.
I feel really bad for you that you had to watch this as a child. I'm so glad I never knew this existed.
Well, you're welcome. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit all the buttons.
Hit all the things, push all the stuffs.
Yep. Check us out on
The Spotify's.
Yep. The YouTubes, whatever.
The YouTubes.
Wherever you're listening now, you probably check us out on that.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how that works. That's
Yep.
exactly how that works.
You found us.
Yep.
You figured it out. Fucking geniuses. All right. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
See you later.
Bye.